Hey everyone, it's Jess from Meyer Hatchery, and today we are going to be making some excellent ornaments that celebrate our farm fresh eggs. This is such an easy project, and it's really fun to do year to year and save these egg ornaments. You can see how your flock grows and all the colors that you add to your coop throughout the years. To get started, you want to gather some eggs. I try to choose ones that are a little bit bigger and really look nice and strong. So I really like projects like this because I really get up close with my eggs. I'm always collecting my eggs and things like that, but when we do projects like this, I'm really looking at my eggs, and it also gives me a chance to make sure that my eggs look great and that my girls are getting the right amount of nutrition that they need. So we need to go ahead and we need to blow out these eggs, and there are 101 different ways to do this. I like to just use a stylus and a toothpick, which I'm going to show you in a minute here. There are kits out there that you can buy. I've left a link in the description below to some different options that you can use. The one way that I found was the easiest is we're going to poke a hole in the bottom. We're going to use our toothpick to kind of break up that yolk, and then we're just going to let it run out of our egg. There are kind of bellows that you can get that you can kind of blow air into the egg, and it's going to push that yolk out a little bit faster. But again, it's whatever your preference is. I'm only making a few of these, so I don't mind my method, but if you're going to be doing a lot, I would suggest maybe getting yourself a kit. To get started, we need to put a hole down here, and I like to use this stylus tool here because I have a little bit more control. I've even seen people use Dremels with a small bit on the end for drilling their holes. Again, it depends on how many eggs you're going to be blowing out for your ornaments. So I'm just going to take my stylus and I'm going to make a little hole right here, and I try to kind of get in the middle. So here's kind of the top of my egg and here's kind of the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to poke this in. Ooh, I'm going to go nice and slow. Kind of get that in there. There we go. And just kind of feel for it a little bit. And I'm trying to make the smallest hole possible here. So just a little hole there. There we go, and you may have to open it up a little bit more. Hopefully you can see that there. You may have to open it up a little bit more as you start to try to empty out the egg, but I like to start small. I'm also going to put another hole at the top here. Again, I'm going very slow, very carefully, because what we're going to do is we're just going to run our string from the bottom through the top when it's time to hang these. I just find it's really easy. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. It also helps the yolk and all the egg whites and everything come out really easy. So let's add a hole in the top. This part here you have to be really careful of because it could be a little bit thinner towards the top here. Right, as soon as I feel it, I kind of stop pushing hard and just kind of open it up a little bit. And there we go. We have our hole on the top and our hole on the bottom. So now we're just going to take our toothpick. We're going to start kind of breaking up that yolk and helping that out here. And it comes out a lot easier that way. Having the hole open on the top is going to help too. If you had one of those kits, it'll blow air up here and kind of blow that down. You can actually take this over to the sink if you'd like and kind of start running some water through there. Whatever works best for you. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to empty out my 4 eggs that I have here. All right, so our eggs are all cleaned, and I've went ahead and I've stood them up on the paper towel here. I have them kind of leaning on each other here so they can finish draining. While I was rinsing off my eggs, I did rinse them off with a little bit of vinegar and water just to kind of disinfect them. Totally optional if you'd like to do that. You can also use a little bit of a bleach water solution as well. We're going to let these completely dry before we assemble our ornament. With this particular design, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be stacking all 3 of these designs. So while you're waiting for your eggs to dry, you want to go ahead and find some string that you can use to kind of string through all of these. I think I'm going to use a little bit of twine because I love that kind of rustic look with the twine. All right, so our eggs are all dry. If you want, you can work on getting more of the membrane that is in there out of your egg. It's gonna help to prevent any moisture that may build up in the eggs over time. It's totally up to you. Now, for my design, I'm actually going to stack my 3 eggs because I thought that would look really, really cool. It'll be a good size ornament, but what a great way to celebrate our flock. You can do the same method with just 1 egg. You can add beads on if you'd like, but I'm just basically going to run this piece of twine up through the center of my eggs here. I'm going to make a loop at the top and knot it at the bottom, and that's it. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we're going to take a look. So I'm adding a little knot at the top here, and I'm just going to weave my eggs on very carefully. I did grab my stylus to help me if I need to crack open holes just a little bit to help things stay, but here's what 1 egg would look like. How cute is that? All right, here's what our eggs look like, all stacked up on our string. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this extra, and let's go hang it on our tree and see what it looks like. And here's the ornament hanging on our tree. I really love the way we stack them. It's a really impressive ornament, and it really does remind me of our flock and all the beautiful eggs that they give us throughout the year. The really cool thing about this project is that you can hang these up no matter the season. It doesn't just have to be the holidays. You can make these ornaments, display them, and truly celebrate your flock. If you have any questions, be sure to let us know in the comments below. Happy creating!